Hi friends, thank you for joining me. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm bringing you a reading. This time we're going to be doing rune stones, and if you chose pile number 1, this, my friend, is your reading. So I did pre-pull these. I allowed Spirit just to select, and the first rune that we have is Tewaz. That stands for spiritual warrior. So I feel like you have this innate ability to keep in the fight, keep swinging, even when you think that you're down, when other people think that you're down. And by the way, they are sadly mistaken. Although you might take a pause, take a break, drop out of the picture momentarily, you always get back right into it, okay? And I personally think that that's a great thing. This rune is associated with career changes. So it's a time right now for you to have strength, to have courage, and to use your resources, because it's not going to be an easy time. I mean, let's face it, it's not an easy time for anyone at this point in life, right? But it's going to be really important for you, my pile number 1, to really remain focused, but also to be flexible and fluid. A little bit like going with the changes is going to help make your life a lot easier than any rigid mindset or behavior. So I'm going to pull a card for this. Let's do this on camera here. Show me more about this rune, please, for my pile number 1. Show me now. Acquisition. Okay. Interesting. So this does have to do with your career, and it has to do with that which you want to acquire, or you have acquired, or you will be acquiring. So it's going to be important, again, to make sure that you have mental clarity, that you remain a little bit flexible. Things may show up differently than what you anticipate or how you want them to be. So that is another important thing. So for anyone noticing what is on my hand, not that anybody would have maybe, but I still have a habit of writing down important things on my hand so I don't forget. And yeah, I'm old enough to know better, I know. So let's see what else we have here. Ooh, okay, so I'm hoping to pronounce this correctly. It's Uruz. And the focus is on self-reliance. Now this rune is traditionally affiliated most often with strength and power. So your focus is going to be on self-reliance, being intuitive, having more faith in yourself, perhaps more faith in what you can acquire all by yourself, or having faith that you have the talent, the ability, the wisdom, the know-how, the skill set, the tool set, all of those things to acquire what it is that you want, okay? So it's also affiliated with having a fresh start, and I love that, okay? So I'm wondering too, this person has like a book, and it seems to me like that could be, I'm feeling like strong financial gain, not just acquisition from, you know, your day-to-day, but finances and maybe perhaps investing or real estate, things like that. This card, this rune is affiliated also with military and fresh start. So I feel like you're going to be having a fresh start with your money, and that's exciting, okay? So let's go ahead and pull a card for this rune. Show me what I need to see for my pile number 1, please. Show me now. Okay, principle. Interesting. So we have a lot of different things. We've got the sun here. We've got the moon here. I feel like there's going to be things coming into balance. And right here, I feel like this is almost like the crown of El Papa. And you're about to enter the gateway right here. entering the doorway, I should say, where perhaps things felt kind of like stony or maybe inflexible, or perhaps like you were up against a wall. I feel like you're about to walk through this little portal here, and it's going to really crown you with a lot of security, a lot of, I heard compassion. I don't know why that would factor into it, but hey, here we are. And actually, this little bird here reminds me of offering an olive branch. So perhaps this has something to do with family ties, inheritances, with money. It could even be, you know, those of you that are involved in litigation, divorce, disputes, or whatever the case may be, that there is a peaceful outcome and that you're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That message is not for everybody, but it might be for somebody, okay? But just remember that right here we have the sun and the moon, and sometimes I feel like that as a world turns vibe. So I know that everything does ebb and flow, as your day is here. So just be aware that you have to be a little bit fluid and open to the fact that things might manifest quite differently than what you initially want. We can't really demand as far as like energetically. We can, but it doesn't work out for us very well. It's a lot softer to go with the flow and allow forces to bring you what it is that you want. So if you're putting things out there in general, like I want abundance and I want to feel good and I want to be comfortable, is very different, a different vibe from saying I want a BMW or this kind of a car and I want a luxury home and I want this kind of a couch and these type of shoes. Those are real specific requests. Nothing wrong with those. But at this point in time, if you allow spirit to bring you exactly kind of like the emotional fulfillment of what you want, so that is going to bring you the most success, okay, and the most progress as well. All right, and so here we have Wunjo. This is material wealth, living in high comfort. But the thing is, it's not like just given to you. It's going to be living through high comfort of awareness, just being really aware of how you are navigating yourself, how you are navigating things around you, especially your will, your wealth, your demands to the universe. Another demand to the universe, by the way, people don't think this is true, but it is. You could be saying, well, I'm always broke, or things never work out for me, and you're demanding that the universe bring you the same, okay? We don't want to do that. So be soft in your requests and be open and fluid to change and be focused. And I feel like that's going to work out the best for you. Yeah, so let's take a card on that as well for my pile number ones. Pile number one. A little bit more about this Wunjo rune, please. The wishes fulfilled. The material wealth. I'm so sorry about the camera shake. I'm still trying here. And show me now. Appreciation. Yay. Okay. So you see nothing but abundance. Like I want to be pile number one too. But I must point out the first thing after I said that is I'm noticing this right here. So the number 5 to me always denotes change, and not a little bit of change, but a lot of changes. That's why you're going to need to remain fluid. I feel like these things are going to be happening within the next month or so. You do have the sparrow right here, and I don't know what this is called, but anyways, it's just really, I heard minstrel, but I don't know if that's anything, okay? But in order to really enjoy your cornucopia, enjoy the ebbs and flows, the changes of things, I do feel like, you know, with change, sometimes we suffer minor losses, and this could be things that we don't really care about anyways, but they make us feel secure. So be aware of those factors in your life and those things that we kind of cling to. Be willing to let go of things in order to receive bigger and better, and that includes personal belongings. So with that, I hope that you enjoyed this style of reading. If you did, smash that like button, like, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this reading, I want to welcome you. And without further ado, let's just get going here. This is the first rune to come out for you. And I think it's pronounced Unsuz, but if it's not, don't sue me, okay? So with this rune, it's really affiliated pile number 2 with happiness and blessing, new experiences, interactions with new people, wisdom, ancestral help, noble power. But little known things that it's actually affiliated with is also clear thinking. So I feel like when I pull this, I'm feeling some brain fog. I think that that's going to clear up. I do recommend that you drink more water. I'm lecturing myself, by the way, with that. And one thing that I'm really excited about with this particular rune, it's associated with shamanism and magic as well. So maybe some of you guys are shamans, or you're drawn to that kind of world and that kind of idea. Maybe you're looking for a mystic shaman, I heard. So any of those things are possible for you. Now I'd like to go ahead and pull some clarifying cards for us. Pile number 2. Let's get more clarity, please, for pile number 2. Pile number 2, what's going on with you? Show me now. Innovation. Woo-woo. Okay. So I see that she is sitting literally on a cup, and this is, well, 11, or if I add them up, it could be a 2. In some ways I see a 2 here, in some ways I see a 4, depending on how you want to look at it. Obviously high water vibes, emotions, and I feel like this little person is really directing her own future, their own future, through their desires. So they're fishing, and I feel like she's kind of stirring things with how she's fishing. And this dish to me looks a little bit like the sun, actually. So we're going to see where this goes. But the number 2, the 1111, if you're seeing those, that might be confirmation for you, validation, whatever you want to call it. The number 2 also is about personal power, becoming more into your own, like when you're into, if you're an innovative spirit, hope I pronounced that right, then really you've come into your personal power. And I feel like that's you making adjustments a little bit here and there in order to make that happen. Okay. Also, the number 4 really indicates to me stability. So in spite of all the adjustments and changes and stuff, I feel like you're weeding out things that no longer belong to you, that perhaps you adapted, you tried, you have used it in your tool, I don't know, your resources, but you're setting it aside because it's not really quite you. So practice is great because it allows us to really kind of tweak and change things and grow and evolve into what or who we really are, and adapt those characteristics. So this is your second rune, and it's Leguz. So this actually has a feeling a lot of this card. And so this talks about going with the flow, emotional connection to the moon. So your emotions could be really driving all of these little changes that you're making in order to become your highest self as well. This rune is associated with imagination and growth, travel associated with success, by the way. So you might be traveling, considering traveling. I feel like this is like almost like the rudder at the bottom of a boat. It's a very small thing that really directs the whole ship. And I don't know why this is for somebody, but for some reason I'm getting like a dirty read where that has to do with like a female sexuality. So whatever, if you're thinking that, then there it is for you. But I'm thinking right here that this can have to do with just you making adjustments and travel affiliated with success for you as well. Psychic connection for sure, energy, growth, and happiness for you. And I love that. Obviously, I mean, what's there not to love so far? So being very fluid and paying attention to your emotions. If it doesn't quite feel good, I don't mean this in the, oh, you know, everything has to feel good in order to be good for you. I mean this in the highest sense of the word. If it feels like you're heading the right direction, follow your intuition. More information for my pile number 2, please. Show me now. Risk. Okay. So you could be feeling, yeah, you're going to be taking a risk. And even this person is like, well, the bear's confronting this person. So it could be like when you're in your travels, it could be a little bit risky, risque for some of you. Why does this look like a pizza? Like a little piggy ate a pizza. I have no idea what's going on here. But it's a vibration of a 1, and it's almost like, remember we talked about the 11 confirmation, or the 1 just has magician vibes, but there's also a risk factor involved in that. And I just want to tell you that so far, what this talks about, even if there is a risk, it's going to be well worth the risk. Go with the flow. Obviously, calculate the risk and make sure that it's going to be a viable risk, something that you're willing to kind of gamble with. And if it's a loss, it's no great loss, right? Let's see what the next rune has for you. All right, so this rune is one of separation. And with this rune, it's making sure that you keep safe what's dear to you, what ties you to your roots. You know, and for another thing that I'm getting is, because I feel like even here, this is ancestral help, is you being directed and helped and led in the correct direction by your ancestors, that this separation is just telling me that, you know what, it's okay to separate from the things and the people and the backgrounds and the stories and the self narrative. Is that a thing? How do you say it? It's the tape that we play to ourselves within our minds that no longer have a voice or have any merit. Okay, so there needs to be a separation between the things that are no longer you, that vibrationally, if somebody, for example, calls you, I don't know, Martha, and your name is not Martha, and you're like, okay, well, I guess that's my name, everybody calls me that. Well, there's no need to accept those storylines anymore. I know that was kind of a weird example, but you follow my thread. So, this is being separated from even those around you, from understanding that you are different. You could even feel different. And for some of you guys, you could even feel, I know it sounds weird, but you could even feel so alien, so foreign, so different because of your innovation, that other people look at you like, gosh, you're weird. It's like, well, yeah, so what? You're boring. I don't know, but I feel like because you're constantly changing and tweaking things and like really improving and stepping up your game, like you don't settle, and I love that. It's almost like having a beautiful stone and you keep polishing away at it until it is just so sparkly, and when you initially got it, it was just dull as hell. I don't know, another strange example, but in this place of difference, the separation can be a trigger to you. I feel like separation, you have actually felt this separation for a long time, but this is actually sitting in the stillness of that separation, accepting that, you know what, you're not like other people, and having a peace finally about it. So the biggest thing that I'm getting is breathe through it and go ahead and go with the flow, okay? Because you have a connection to the moon. The moon cycles can even make it easier or a little bit more difficult. You can look those up depending on your situation, and that can have some merit on this as well. Tell me a little bit more about pile number 2 and the separation thing. Show me now. Isolation, yeah, it could feel okay. And so maybe some of you guys, you know, with current events, we don't need to talk about it, but maybe some of you guys are going through a period of isolation. Even the wallpaper back here, or the background on this side, looks to me almost like a fence, right? And this person is just like in despair, but they're not even looking at the flower or the hand that is extended, and the person's here to comfort and lend some solace. Is that how you say it? Solace? Okay. But on the top of their mind is just growth and beauty and freedom. And I think that there's, you know, this cage, this thing where maybe you're like separated from those that you love, those that love you in some way, shape, or form, and you have been kind of like feeling a despair about that. I want to tell you that this separation isn't done lightly, and it isn't done to you like out of the malicious forces of the universe, or the higher ups hate you, or anything like that. Is definitely just to really refine and help you to tune in on what it is emotionally that you can do to change and grow in order to be your fullest, your highest person. Okay. And this is done for your betterment, for lack of a better way of saying it. And I feel like this has a lot of ancestral roots. And the road has been tough for you, so I'm sending you a lot of love, but a lot of encouragement, because you are going to be getting out of this feeling of isolation, especially if you go with the flow. I'm pulling one last card for you. Yeah, just making some decisions. So strategize. Making some decisions is going to really help you to overcome this feeling. When you strategize, you're taking a calculated risk. You're not like willy-nilly, like Rochelle, right? And this is going to determine like how you navigate things, how you feel about how you're navigating things into this like building and this black hole thing that you don't really quite understand. So make sure that you're in tune with your intuition. Ask your ancestors for help, for God, for spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, to really be able to navigate those forces for you, and to really give you the clarity and wisdom. Okay. And that's where exploring a little bit of the shamanism can really help you. But I do feel like you have clear thinking going on the more that you stay in tune with your emotions, believe it or not. So in that stillness, you're going to find your personal power. In that separation, you will find what you're made of. Much love to you. Thank you so much. Smash that button, like, share, subscribe, and namaste until next time. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this rune pile, then this message is for you. Pile number 3, let's see what we have going on. All right. So the first rune we have is Hagalaz. And apparently the little translation would be hail. So we're looking at an explosion of emotions, seeing through major illusions, major reveals. I heard major downfalls. Perhaps you're looking at things in your life and thinking this has all been a lie, an illusion, and that's coming straight to the ground. A new path is opening up. A new dawn of day is coming to you and coming for you. And the good part is that seeing what is not true, what is faulty, is going to really help you to understand and get a better firm footage, I'm hearing, on what is going on in your life, your perspective, and your perception as well. Now, initially, I'm not going to lie, it is going to be jarring, of course. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this on camera. I'm taking it because I feel like it fits right in. Look, secrets. I feel like the revelation for you is going to be with many secrets around you. This could be personal, this could be global. I've been feeling global vibes for pile number 3, but this is looking at the past, okay? So I feel like you're going to be looking and putting all of these symbols together, synchronicities. This could be also my pile of critical thinkers, of inspectors, of I notice everything, a lot of Virgo energy. This could be for my people who are heavily invested in conspiracy theories, seeing things coming into light, opening. Yeah, wow. That's so powerful. Now, the number 8 can also stand for repetition and cycles. You could be looking at the world and thinking, wow, you know, this is cycled over and over again. For example, I saw something today on TikTok that talked about how vibrationally, human beings were at a certain vibration, and that was like the level of comfort um, right before the pandemic. And then right after, right now, we are, I think, in the vibration of fear. And historically, as a cycle, we've seen a lot of wars and stuff do the same thing. When you hit the comfort level, then it gets knocked down through wars, through famine, through plagues, and other things like that. And so, if you're a conspiracy theorist, this pile might be for you. If you are not, this could be an explosion of emotion. Ooh, sorry. Having to do with your personal life and what you are seeing through major illusions. It could be a lover, friends, family, all of the above. But it is cycles. This is a person or a thing that has gone over and over and over. Obviously, we've got some serious Scorpio vibes in this as well. But I also feel strongly Virgo with the analytical. Okay, let's see what else we have for you. All right, so I have Issa here. And with Issa, we are seeing literally ice. And here is a time where you could be feeling like your plans are freezing up, seizing up. The dreams and the goals that you've set for yourself and your life and your lifestyle, and perhaps those of your family, are all of a sudden frozen into non-action. There's no movement, there's just great stillness, and there is no change. There's a wait for transformation. And now I want to tell you that this intensifies the other runes around it. So I feel like there's a collective holding your breath type feeling with this reading so far. And this guiding light that may be full of inspiration and encouragement. So in the stillness, you could actually have an affiliation with pile number 2 that I just read, but if you feel led, go check it out. If not, that's fine. I feel like in this stillness, you could actually find inspiration and encouragement. It's silence, quietness, calmness, and desire to do good for others is going to really help during this time that you are uncovering secrets, deceptions, perceptions are changing, and yet there's no movement forward, and that could be a real frustrating place to be in. The advice for you is to sit in that stillness and just to kind of allow it to sink in. But also, instead of being emotionally thrown off by the chaos of the unveiling of things that have been just pure lies all around you, perhaps, it's going to be really important to be sitting within yourself and allowing information to come through to you and saying, well, what does that mean for me, type thing. And allowing yourself the time to really digest the information, being non-reactive. Maybe this stillness, this freezing of your plans is a good thing for you to gather your bearings in order to proceed in a more efficient way, in a manner that is going to get you exactly where you'd like to be, maybe in a quicker way, or even in a better place than you initially planned or wanted or dreamed, okay? So the trick to this, if there is a trick with Issa, it's related to ice, and it is a time to prepare for harsh realities of the unveiling, uncovering of truths around us. But it's also really, really helped once you gather your bearings and you understand and you're not reactive. You take a minute or two to really digest what these secrets mean to you specifically and where to proceed and what needs to change. Then it's a great time to roll up our sleeves and to help by using our own ideas, thoughts, emotions, literally our hands, and getting in there, getting dirty, and helping with these changes and having action. Okay, so there's action that could be brought about within the stillness or because of the stillness. Don't be afraid of the stillness. Okay, I feel like we're so over medicated on needing to listen to radio, to music, to news, to scrolling on our phones, being on the computer, and I find myself doing 3 different things at once, and it's just not really good for us. So being in stillness is going to be really beneficial. Don't hate it. It might feel really, really uncomfortable and foreign initially, just because of how we've trained ourselves or how we've been trained by having so many nifty little gadgets in our lives. More information for pile number 3, please. On Isa, show me now. Fortune, yeah. So this could be something that really boosts your fortune. I feel like you're not even thinking about that, but all of these changes, see, number 5 is all about changes. The coiled snake, looking over to the left, to the past. The sun and the moon. Maybe some of you guys are flat earthers. If you know what that term is, then you know what I'm talking about. For the rest of you, you're just really seeking the deeper meanings, and in there lies your fortune. I feel like you'll wind up inadvertently making money because of these discoveries, because it might change your, I feel like it really is gonna change your trajectory as far as like where you're headed and how you do things and how you think and what is valuable. And I think you're going to be done with like all the lies and allowing yourself to live more authentically than you ever have before. Okay, so the following rune that we have for my pile number 3, woo, Algizi. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, do forgive. So this is the rune of protection. I feel like it's extremely strong protection. It's also a rune associated with fertility. It has to do with safety, shelter, and safeguarding loved ones or interest. But also, interestingly enough, it has to do with spiritual motivation. And for me, that all flows. I feel like some of you guys could be having a spiritual awakening or will be having one within, I feel like, the next month or so. I mean, like, or even year, like trip around the sun or whatever the case may be. But I feel like you guys are having like a great awakening to, you know, things that have been like hidden within plain sight, things like that. But I feel like you're going to be really spiritually motivated, and also that is going to help change your fortune for the better. I feel like some of you guys are going to be interested in like light codes and even light language. No judgment for me. And if you know what I'm talking about, great. If you're not, that's fine. Sun gazing also could be a really big thing for you, and being in tune with the moon and with nature in general is going to be really important. I also feel like this is, you're looking at a global perspective. It's not a small thing like, oh, my boyfriend lied to me and that really changed my life, and then I can focus on my spiritual growth or whatever. I mean, what I'm feeling right here, this is global. This affects just more than you. This affects mankind. So you might be my humanitarians. You might be people who really study things that nobody ever looks at. Like, for example, we can see like less than 3% of what is out there with our naked eye, because we don't have the full ability to see through all of the light spectrums and things like that. So you might be fascinated by all those topics, but the secrets uncovered will really shake your foundation, make you rethink things, but also it's gonna add to your fortune. I heard even fame, add to your fame, and also it's going to help you to dream bigger and better. Like, not just have like one dream, like I want to be a singer. Well, that's great. But I think that dreaming big, like dreaming for people to really be their most authentic selves and shine and not be so like boxed in little categories and so judged, and a little bit of kumbaya, peace for humanity, and people being seen for exactly what they are, and perhaps even being able to see like people beyond the mask and the facade that they put on. So that would be almost like seeing that invisible light spectrum as well. So maybe having a dream or a desire to be able to see things. And perhaps you're somebody that sees auras and can really easily detect like a darkness or a lightness, if you will, in people. So that will help you navigate whether to come closer, stay away, completely shun, anything like that. So I'm hoping that this makes sense. And a last card for this rune of protection for my pile number 3. Show me now. Coral. Ooh. So you could be really, this is not the last card. I do not leave things like this in readings, as you guys know. So this could be a quarrel within yourself of equal and opposing opposite forces. This could be trying to really maintain a balance, or trying to even convince other people to see things the way you do. And I want to really caution you right now, like a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. And so it's going to be really important to allow people to really, if they believe whatever, to just kind of let that go and let them believe that is their stability. And so a lot of times quarrels are brought about because we shake somebody or threaten somebody's foundation or stability or what they feel they need to protect against. So it's going to be really important at this point in time just to do you, to not try to convince, persuade, or change the world necessarily, because changing the world and persuasion comes with changing you and showing your inner light. So wrestling, tug-of-warring, smacking somebody with a bat, let me tell you, I've wanted to do that so many times, doesn't really help convince anyone. Okay, I am going to pull another card. What else do I need to know for my pile number 3, my humanitarians, my conspiracy theorists? I know that we are going through it right now in victory, in mortification, in elation. There's so much going on. Show me what I need to see and show me now. In my mind, I'm actually seeing a tree that is in full bloom. Okay. Yes. So rebellion, you are not standing for it. So 11 could be like really important numbers for you. I see those all the time. So rebellion, look at this. It's like putting up the Great Fence, the Great Wall of China, things like that, and just taking a stand. I mean, there's 2 people here, and this person is just not putting up with it. It makes me feel strong vibes of what has been going on in Canada and many other parts of the world, where people are standing up against mandates and they're like, I'm not having it, I'm not doing it, I don't believe in it. And proof is everywhere, except you keep trying to hide it kind of vibes. Okay. And so I do think that there's stormy clouds ahead, but there is an uprising, and just so you know that you are not alone. There is a new dawn of day here, and there is beauty to be had, which means freedom. It means success. It means people are starting to wake up. It means that people are starting to understand and see that a small portion of people actually control everything. Oh my gosh, I didn't even intend on doing this, but look, we've got status here and domination. This has everything to do with trying to get a collective to submit, and I think that you feel that. You feel that in your heart, you feel that in your soul, you see it, but there's great health to be had. Make sure that you do a lot of self-care at this time, exercising, eating correctly, taking spiritual baths is going to really help you. Getting some sunlight, some sun rays, all of this stuff I have neglected myself. So I'm asking you to get grounded, take your shoes off if you can. Get your feet into that Mother Earth however you can. And with this blue, I think that this is indicating that you're going to be a lot more vocal, but there's a need for self-care. If you're on the front lines, battling all of this, and if you know what I'm talking about and you're still here, then you know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you would have clicked off by now, right? This great uprising, this great rebellion is an incredible thing, but you have to take care of you. You have to stop and smell the roses. You have to take a pause, take a break, and ask help from up on high. Take care of your health. Number 6 for me stands for victory. And look at the sun. It's just like radiant and just smiling, and it's like in due time, my friend. So much love to you. Know that you are being taken care of by your ancestors, by spirit, by the cosmos, that the truth will always be revealed as well. And no, you're not crazy. People will soon know. Much love to you. If you like this reading, smash that like button, like, share, comment, subscribe, and namaste.